Hello again, and welcome back to PHE 289 Soccer Officiating. And what we're going to do with this particular um, segment is, this is kind of where you get an opportunity to hear from me uh, about soccer officiating beyond the rule. Okay, the rule is Rule 5, contained in pages 28. I'm sorry, it's 28 through like 32. Is it? Very short. But yet the information contained within those few pages in those few articles and sections is extremely important for the entire contest. So what I plan to do with this particular segment, obviously, is let you read. Remember, I've already told you about the situations that you're going to find in each one of these sections, and that you can find probably quiz and or test material from those. Okay. Am I asking you to be very responsible for all aspects of this book? The answer is yes. But more importantly, the rules themselves have a great deal to do with your success in this class and on the quizzes and on the final. But so please be aware of the fact that you need to become very, very familiar with all aspects of each one of these rules. Anyway, getting back to the particular rule, what I want to do is go through a PowerPoint presentation that I made some time ago and identify some of the major responsibilities. As you can see here, I've done that. These major responsibilities are identified and elucidated, explained further in the rule. But your jurisdiction begins 15 minutes prior to kickoff, that's fine, and it ends when you leave the field. Here's a piece that you need to be aware of. Well, in fact, you're not going to find this in the rule. One of the things that we've been finding lately is that that is a help, is if in fact you are prepared to leave the field prior to the end of the game. In other words, the game goes on, the center referee blows the whistle, and everybody heads to the cars as fast as they can. Rationale for that is, if there's a problem that occurs on the field after you have left, you're going to let the schools deal with it, not you. In order for you to stick around and receive the accolades from both teams, coaches, and some spectators, not everybody's going to be happy with you. Gee whiz, it's a fleeting issue in our sport. We used to do that. We used to stick around and just be a part of the ambience, part of the atmosphere, part of what this game is all about. Nowadays, regretfully, it seems like we need to leave the field of play. While I regret that, I do understand it. So, that's going to be up to you. In some cases, you're not going to be able to get out of there very fast. Say, for example, the play is at the other end of the field, way down in the corner. It's going to take you a while to get back. Okay, so bottom line is, use your head with this one. You're required to enforce the rules, of course, correct any misapplication of the rules as long as the game's not been restarted. Okay, inspect and approve the game balls. Inspect the field. This is a pregame issue. I talked about that in Rule 1. Field of play. That's extremely important. You're going to conduct the coin toss, and during the coin toss, you're going to ask each coach if his team or her team is legally equipped. During the game, the official, be it a dual situation or a three-person crew, will sound the whistle to stop, start, or restart the play as necessary. You're going to be using the National Federation of High School Soccer signals, and in your book, they're in the back. Okay, let me go ahead and get to that just very quickly. You can see in my camera here, we're all the way back in page 103 and 104. Become familiar with those because these are the approved signals from the National Federation of High Schools, and our Kentucky High School Athletic Association wants to see those as well. With regards to the advantage play, you're going to call out and play the advantage. More about that in just a few minutes. Penalized by using the whistle for both direct and indirect free kicks. And as you can see, with regards to the free kick situation, that is all described in Rule 12 and subsequent 13. If you would penalize and show yellow and red cards for misconduct. Center head referee, I'm just going through these very quickly. You can get additional information from the rule book. You're responsible for keeping time and the score of the game and verify the score at the end of each period, at halftime, and of course at the end of the game, and provide any documentation to game authorities should it be needed. You're also going to be checking on injured players. So why is this rule so important? Well, This rule is your contract with the high school soccer game, okay? Through this rule, you've been provided specific duties and responsibilities to conduct the contest, and you are paid for this. As a paid licensed official, you are supposedly be totally aware of the duties and responsibilities that go along with the job, that scope and jurisdiction as they apply to the high school game. It is your responsibility to do this and do it correctly according to the rules established by the National Federation of High Schools and, of course, the Kentucky High School Athletic Association. However, I do want to emphasize one other thing. You must use common sense throughout the entire contest in what it is that you do and how you want to do it. And I'll have a few more words about that in just a moment. If you vary from those responsibilities, you could be subjecting yourself to legal scrutiny, possibly being sued. Has it happened? Yes, and it's happening with even more frequency than any of us would like to suggest. So, if we take a look at soccer in general, why is this thing such? Why is this thing so important? Well, let's put it this way. Well, in fact, you may not be asking for this. You're going to get this. As an official of the soccer game in the high school area, you are the person that is levying your threshold of acceptance or tolerance, if you would, for the activities and the play of the players. If you are a player yourself, you'll know what, in fact, it is that you want the students, the players to get by with, our student athletes to get by with, what they can get away with. What you, as a player, might be able to do is know full well what might be coming next, better so than a person who's never played the game. Okay? I have several pictures here of referees doing so many of those activities, and want to just bring some of those things to your attention. So knowing that, of course, I always put up Mr. Colina here as probably the most highly regarded referee in the world. He's a veteran of many World Cups, many very high level games, always a role model for all of the referees in soccer as it pertains to the game to follow, absolutely. But we do a variety of things as referees. And some suggest we're even crazy to be out there. I would suggest to you that there are only 3 of us on a standard soccer contest. Sometimes we'll have a 4th official, but currently, usually only 3. The center referee and the 2 linesmen, or in this particular case, as linesman is old in terms of the terminology, assistant referees. We have assistant referee 1, and is usually placed on the side with the teams, and assistant referee 2, which is placed on the opposite side. Referees come in a variety of sizes and shapes, and in different color uniforms and so forth. This is a FIFA referee. You'll notice that we start them young. And if, in fact, you're interested in becoming involved with our youth soccer program, you can go down to Bee Creek here in Murray, Kentucky, and work with our youth there. Needless to say, some of you come in with a wealth of experiences that include any number of soccer contests under your belt, perhaps. But if you're brand new to the sport, or if you're just interested in getting going, we're going to set you up with a mentor referee that will help you throughout your high school soccer officiating career. Variety of uniforms, colors, men and women, okay, working with all areas of soccer. In this particular case, this gentleman's working with the youth soccer program. Checking your watch, okay. We'll talk more about your equipment as it's needed, as it's necessary. You're responsible for handing out punishments and dealing with them, those punishments as they deal with the rules of the game. If someone violates those, you're supposed to be the one that's responsible for making sure that that behavior is curtailed or eliminated altogether. It is your responsibility. You're going to be in some sort of physical shape. You're going to have to be to run up and down the field. Do you have to be in excellent physical shape? If you looked at my video that I identified in the introduction on YouTube, you'll find out that no, you don't. However, you must be in some sort of physical condition to be able to do this work day in and day out for approximately 8 weeks. Do you have to work that much? No. You can identify how much you want to work and when you want to work during that 8-week period of time. We have a variety of like I said, uniforms and what we do. This is the uniform that is typically seen on the soccer pitch. The socks here identified with the 3 rings at the top, 3 white rings at the top. Shorts. In this particular case, a red jersey. Notice there is no USSF logo on that jersey. There are the USSF logos on these jerseys, but those are some of the colors that you would find appropriate in the high school contest. What we're hoping for as assigning secretaries and as state representatives, we're hoping for a call for uniform or standard uniform colors for referees. Now that we've gone to, for 2013, the home team in the white uniform, white jersey, white socks, predominantly, all white jersey, all white socks, there's no need for us to worry about having all these different colors. And typically in high school you'll find the blue, the red, the black, and the yellow. Generally speaking, you don't see the green. You'll notice here with this young lady as a referee that she has on a microphone. We're seeing more and more of that in the NC2A. Of course, we see it in the World Cup. We see it in a variety of areas here. But the deal is it creeping into high school? Absolutely it is. And all this does is it makes it easier for the officiating crew to communicate and tell one another of things that may need to be addressed on the field, as opposed to just yelling and screaming. Once again, I remind you that that is not a task that we want to have any of our referees perform, because once again it calls attention to you. This is not about you. This is about the student athletes in our high schools. Once again, the soccer officiating crew coming out. Notice the badges that they wear are the United States Soccer Referee badges. This lady, this woman, is going to be a 4th in this particular contest. She does not wear the badge, so therefore she'll be taken care of. I apologize, she is the 4th, or she is an assistant referee. This gentleman probably will be the 4th, as he's not carrying a flag. Center usually carries the ball out to the field of the contest. But you're going to be responsible for a variety of things. You must pay attention to what's going on and deal with misconduct, foul play, if you will, very quickly to eliminate it from our beautiful game. How about the kit that you need to have? Well, here it is. A jersey, shorts, socks. Of course, the shoes will be of your own liking. Okay. Notice that you can get a set of flags, whistle, data carrier, pen, of course, data carrier wallet, if you would. The round thing in the middle there is the backing for the patch that you would receive from, in this particular case, the Western Kentucky Soccer Officials Association, and of course something to keep it in, which would be this bag here, which is fine. You can find these kits anywhere from $50 to $100. It's up to you. Once again, you get paid to do this work, so therefore don't misunderstand that you're going to have to put some money into your kit. Here's one thing that I will ask, that if in fact you do this, that you become presentable as a referee, that you're professionally prepared, that you are professional in appearance. Let's face it, no one likes a sloppy looking referee, and I'm one of them, okay? So I need to make sure that you hear that right now. Let me go on to something else. I'd like to take this opportunity to provide for you some additional information with regards to pregame responsibilities for your soccer contest. I'm going to try to do it as best I can with my little magic pen and tablet here. Let's go ahead and make sure that we know what we're doing here. In a 3-person crew, the referee is usually out in the field, and if I can do this with any kind of accuracy whatsoever, and not well done, I can tell you that already. Let's see if we can get this to work. The referee sphere of influence includes something that looks a little bit like this. While the assistant referee, okay, we'll just go ahead and put him down here. We'll make this AR1, has a responsibility of the entire touchline, okay, all the way up and down from half, and then if you would, he or she is going to be responsible for an area that looks like this. So this would be his area, and then coming down here, the assistant referee 2 would likewise have the entire touch from the halfway line up and all the way in here. So theoretically your field is covered. Let me go ahead and suggest to you very quickly that the referee, let me go ahead and just do this. The referee is largely responsible for the entire field. The entire field. It is his or her responsibility to be able to cover that and do what needs to be done. However, generally speaking, just to give that person a little bit of a break, they will allow the assistant referees to do their job in their quadrants when required. You've heard us talk about pregame. Let's do that again. I told you about it in Rule 1. We're going to do it again. You've got to be responsible for making sure that the corner flags are the appropriate height. Remember what that is? Okay. You're going to walk these things off. Remember what this is? This is the 18. Okay. So you'll walk that off quietly. Remember how far this was? Worked out to 44. Do you remember how far this came into the field of play? That was your 6 goal area. Okay. The goals are anchored. Remember, they must be anchored. Okay, if they're portable. That your center circle is the appropriate distance. You're going to start, if this is the team bench area, you'll just do your walk around. You'll check your goals, your nets. You'll check your distances. You'll check the penalty mark area. You'll walk across. Make sure that at each of the 4 corners, all of this has been done. The goals are checked. The nets are checked here. Check the corner flag once again and all the way on back. And prepare for the contest. The coin toss is generally speaking held right here next to the benches. You'll employ for high school the head coach, a representative of the school or school administration, generally speaking the AD, is in on the coin toss this year, and the captains, along with the 2 referees, assistant referees, assistant referee 1, assistant referee 2. They'll all be involved in this pregame activity. Highly important for you to understand all that, and that's why I chose to outline it today. Okay? Let's see if I can get some of this off of here, because the last time I did this, I didn't get it all erased. There we go. So, that pretty well concludes Rule 5, the officials. Okay, I need for you to become very familiar with that, do well on that quiz, but understand there's an awful lot more to this than meets the eye. But also suggest to you that if you are interested in becoming a referee or an assistant referee, an official, for the Kentucky High School Athletic Association for the upcoming 2013 school year, that you contact me once again, and I'll send you through some of the steps, let you figure out a little bit more about what's going on so we can get you to become a soccer referee. Hopefully, we haven't scared you off. Do well on that quiz, okay? Next one up, let's see, we've got only a few more of the technical rules to go, and some of those are incredibly simple, yet not only simple but also very short, but you just need to have them in your mind. When we start getting into the more important aspects of the laws of the game, the actual strategic, if you will, as opposed to the technical, more important rules, if you will, in terms of how they apply to the game, rules 11 on through to 17, we're going to have to spend a little bit more time with that. Okay? Look forward to seeing you next time.